Mr. Williams.
Speaking.
Hi, this is Deandra from the Ruckus. You are live on the air with us right now. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, how you doing?
All right. So you are officially now in Vegas for your fight this week, correct?
Yes, I am.
All right. So joining me on the call is Ryan Bivens and Ismail Abdul-Salam from Beats Boxing Mayhem and Brandon Stubbs from Punch to the Face. So we're just going to talk to you for our listeners and so you can talk about the fight this week and future plans and, you know, how you're stacking up right now in the light middleweight division.
Okay.
For those of you who just tuned in, we're joined on the call by J. Rock Williams, who will be fighting this Thursday against Eliezer Gonzalez in Las Vegas at the Hard Rock. Light middleweight contender, definitely making some noise. The fight will be on Golden Boy Live. You'll be able to tune in and watch him battle. So definitely, if you've been watching his previous fights, definitely an exciting fighter, a fighter who's bringing a new faith and new energy to the sport, who's just focused on the craft, not too much outside of the ring extracurricular activity as we've been seeing of late. So give it up for Mr. Williams. So let me start by, we got the word of your opponent relatively late. I think we got the press release maybe Saturday, Sunday, Monday, something about that. How difficult was it for you to find an opponent for this matchup happening on Thursday?
Okay, could you repeat the question? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. How difficult, we got the announcement of your opponent
on Monday.
Late. We found on Monday. How difficult was this fight to be made? Why was it so late, us finding out who your opponent was going to be?
Actually, I think the fight was made about a month ago. I don't know why. Sometimes, box records and stuff like that be like a little bit late and a little bit off. But the fight was made about a month and a half ago. Me and this kid were supposed to fight before, and it never materialized. So I guess this time my team was able to get it done, and I'm happy.
And with this fight, you're fighting someone who is also in the Al Heyman stable. With the making of this fight, has anything been said to you that this is setting up another matchup? Or I know fighters always say I'm never looking past the opponent that's in front of me. But as we've seen with other fighters, they're signing deals contingent upon them winning this fight. Has there been any talks beyond this fight for you?
No, I haven't. I just like to focus on the fighters in front of me. I know it sounds cliche, but that's just the reality of things. If I don't get past this one, then, I got to go to the back of the bus. So I'll just focus on this one, and you can ask me that question on Thursday night if I win.
All right.
Yeah, J-Rock, this is Ryan. You're 16-0-1 now. If you beat this guy, you'll be 17-0. You've already, beaten, guys that have, not maybe active top 10 guys, but guys that used to be in the mix. And you should have got that one over Hugo Centeno. But it looks like you're ready for a title shot, but none of the big four rate you in the top 10 yet. Or in the top 15. I checked the other day. I think WBC has you 17. So how many? You think you're a fight or two away from getting a shot?
You know what? I really don't know. You know what I mean? The distinction is a little bit tricky because, like you said, I'm not in the top 15 for nobody, and I just don't see how that is. I see some of the guys that are in the top 15 that I got a better resume or I'm better than, but I can't really get into that stuff. You know what I mean? I just take it one fight at a time, and I'll be cracking somebody's top 10 eventually soon. It can't turn the other face like I'm not there or I'm not winning. You know what I mean? So I just stay focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, well, the IBO does rate you in the top 10 because you don't have to pay to get in their rankings. They're computerized.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that their champion is Zarbek Bazangurov.
I don't mean to cut you off, but the IBO, no disrespect, they're not. I wouldn't say the main top four world titles. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, but would you rate them over, let's say, a regular WBA title?
I'm not sure. Well, all right, put it like this: would I rather fight for a regular WBA title or a regular IBO title? I probably would say WBA because most more recognized. They're way older than the IBO. They've been around for much longer, so I would rather fight for WBA regular title. No disrespect to the IBO. I'm pretty sure it's a great sanctioned body. You know what I mean? But it's just the reality of things.
Yeah, I was saying, because the WBA, they had their super title, so, they give out the WBA title to pretty much anybody. But, okay. Well, no, Basingerov, he was the WBO champion before he got stripped. And now Andrade's that champion. So, he is a top, guy to fight. So, I mean, that certainly would be a attractive fight for you.
Yes, it would. It would.
Ismail.
What's going on, J-Rock? I wanted to kind of ask you, because kind of like to piggyback on what Ryan said, you have fought a kind of a good array of opponents coming up. Who would you rate as your most difficult style that you've been in the ring with so far?
I would say Joaquin Malsini, because he was the most experienced. He was an export champion. And I had him out in the first round, and I think I learned the most from that experience because it taught me to stay composed and fight with my head a little bit more. You know what I mean? That probably was the most difficult. He came back strong in the end. And, he had me in my heels, but I learned so much from that fight. That kind of fight right there. To fight I'm about to fight now. And I can go and fight I'm about to fight like on Thursday night, with a clear head and know that I've been deep there with tough experienced guys. A lot of prospects, especially the one I'm about to fight on Thursday night, can't sit the same. So that's where I get my edge from.
Right. As you continue to move up, some of the divisions are really hampered by what I like to call network fragmentation. You have some champions on Showtime, you have some champions on HBO. That prevents unification. Sometimes it prevents them 1 and 2 fighting. There's a little bit of that going on at 154. It's not as extreme as some other divisions. Do you feel that's going to be an issue for you going forward, where you're going to have to kind of decide, okay, I'm going to stay over here, and maybe, like what Ryan was saying, maybe have to stick with the WBA, maybe have to stick with IBO, depending on what network they're on. Has that factored into any of your decisions so far as you're moving up?
I kind of like my team handle that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm solid on him, and I'm pretty sure he's got this thing figured out for me. If he's not already, he will. When those opportunities present themselves. So I can't. Fighters not supposed to worry about so much stuff. We already got to worry about fighting and training and eating right and living right. I can't be a manager and be a fighter also. I think a lot of fighters try to get that big, and they end up stressing themselves out, and it's not good. You know what I mean? So I kind of let my team handle like Stephen Raymond everything, and Team Heyman and all those guys over there and that kind of stuff. I just worry about fighting.
Right. You also mentioned that with this fight, you're trying to be like a Hopkins, so to speak, kind of take on his role that he took on against Trinidad. Can you just talk a little bit about what Hopkins, as far as advice and critiques he's given you so far as your style and in the ring? What's the best advice he's given you so far in your journey in the ring?
Just to live clean, and just to take care of your body. You know what I mean? I think there's like a living legend. It's the most. One of the greatest things I've ever seen, him being to compete at this level at almost 50 years old. I know some guys walk around at 50 that's like 1 foot in the grave, and this guy's fighting like world-class top contender light heavyweight that can hurt him. You know what I mean? He's beating these guys up. So if anything, he always something like to keep my body clean and live right.
Brad, up.
Hey, J-Rock. I talked to you literally this time last year, literally almost the same day last year, and you had said you'd hoped a year from then you'd be challenging for, either one of the lower tier championship titles or, getting a couple of veteran, bigger names on your resume. Do you feel that the progression of your career is kind of going the right direction, the right speed? Or you think, things could have been kind of sped up, or guys just flat out ducking you and not want to give you the opportunity?
See, the thing is, I think it's definitely going in the right direction. But I just think that, you know, a lot of them guys, like, they want to sit around and, like, steal money. You know what I mean? I don't want to call them names out, but a lot of guys sit around and want to wait for Canelo. You know what I mean? And wait for their managers and moves to get them in the right position instead of fighting their way in position. You know what I mean? So I'm willing to fight my way in position. And those guys that's in the top 10, they don't want to see a guy like me, a young, fresh guy, hungry, and who can actually fight. You know what I mean? Who's going to give them a run for their money and probably beat them. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a matter of opportunity. Who's willing to step up and fight me? You know, I don't think I deserve the Canelo fight or nobody like that. But do I deserve a Ishii Smith or somebody like that? Yes, I do. Or Austin Trout? Yes, I do. Those guys, you know, they're kind of like, you know, I kind of almost don't blame them in a sense, you know, because I wouldn't if I worked my whole life to, you know, to finally be in the right position. I'm not going to look behind me and, you know, and risk it all. You know what I mean? If everything is right. So I kind of like to see where they're coming from, but eventually you guys like to see me.
Now, do you think the some of the veterans there within the division, do you think they respect your ability, and that's why, like you said, they're kind of more reserved and not wanting to take that chance and fight you? I mean, eventually they're going to have to. So, you know, what is it going to take on your end to get that respect? Are you going to just have to continue to smash guys like you've been doing the last 3 fights?
Say that one more time.
I said, you know, do you feel the guys within the division then actually respect you since they seem like they're not willing to take that fight with you? Do you think you're going to have to continue to go out and smash and destroy guys like you had the last 3 fights to get that respect and really leave them with no choice?
I plan on doing that anyway because knockouts make your checks bigger, keep you on TV, keep your fan base growing. You know what I mean? So I plan on doing that anyway. But eventually, like I said, I'm going to get a big fight. And I got the most, you know, the most recognized manager in boxing behind me, and I got a great trainer. I just got an overall great team. And I think in due time, everything will happen for me. You know what I mean?
All right. Brian Bivens.
Your opponent, Eliezer Gonzalez, 14-0. All of his fights, you know, Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic. I assume you haven't really seen anything of him.
That's correct.
So, I mean, at this stage of your career, where you know you've already fought established guys, like you know, so you're pretty much used to seeing your opponent fight. Is there any? Do you feel any kind of way about, you know, not knowing what you're getting in the ring with?
I've seen him. I know he's rough at the action. I know he's 5'10", but you know I've been boxing over 12 years old, and I had, you know, close to 100 amateur fights. You know, where I go to tournaments, I didn't know who I was fighting. You know what I mean? So I got experience. You know what I mean? So I won't have no problem with adjusting. You know, I can fight any style to fight to win. So I won't have no problem with adjusting. If anything, I'll make him adjust to me.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have, you know, much experience despite his record. Yeah, you would be like by far his toughest opponent to date. So, yeah. But he's an unknown quantity. So, you know, we really not going to know what he has to offer until we see him in the ring with you.
No doubt about it. I'm expecting him to fight. I think some people are overlooking this guy like he's like a showcase opponent. And we don't know, just because he has a 40 body, that doesn't mean he can't fight. There's a difference between the guy who has a 40 body and the guy who can't fight. This guy is undefeated. You don't want to lose this big opportunity. You know, if he wins, if he gets a win over Al Haymon fighter, you know, his career does an automatic 360, and he knows that. I was in the same exact position last year. Even though I was already fouled Al Haymon last year, but I had to fight. You know, he was 19, I was 13. You know, it's kind of like almost the same scenario where, you know, my back was up against the wall, and I was in a 50-50 fight, and everybody thought I was going to lose. So I know how I felt, and I know he's feeling the exact same way. So I can't take that for granted, just because, you know, I have a better record than I fought tougher guys. I mean, it gives me the edge, and I know I know when the going gets rough, I know what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? But I just think it's a tough, hard fight for me, and I'm expecting a tough, hard fight.
Cool. And do you think you'll be able to fight any more this year, or this is the last fight?
Sure. No. I think
sure?
we'll get one more. Yeah, I think so. I believe so.
Cool.
Looking at how, speaking back to what you just said about your ranking, how do you feel that you match up in the rankings? Do you feel they are appropriate? Like, say somebody who is also on your card with you, like Jamal Charlo is also on this card in another bout, or he's reportedly going to be fighting on this card as well. Looking at kind of the progressions of your career, do you think you guys are, and other fighters, not just specifically him, do you feel like you are ranked appropriately based on your performances thus far?
No, I don't. I think, not speaking to him specifically, but I think, I put in that competition, a lot of these guys is ranked in the top 15 or the top 10, Now, exclude those top 5, and a few of those guys are overseas. But I think I should at least be in the somebody's top 15 or one of these guys' top 10. But, that's just the nature of the business, you know what I mean? Everybody don't see everything my way. Well, everything's not going to happen exactly when I want it to happen. That's why I just stay humble and I just keep working. I just keep beating these guys up. Because if I keep beating them up, what are you going to do? They can't leave me outside forever. You know what I mean? I'm going to find a way in. You know what I mean? So,
do you think a performance in this fight will give you what you need to crack the rankings and get into the top 15?
I'm not sure. I'll see. I don't want to have any preconceived notions of what it'll do to my career at this point. But I just know a win will keep me in the same position and push me a little bit further.
Right, absolutely. Gentlemen, any further questions for Mr. Williams here?
Nope, I'm good.
Just best of luck, man, Thursday night.
All right, thanks a lot, you guys. Make sure you guys tune in.
We are.
Definitely.
So wait,
appreciate your time.
Before you sign off, for those who are listening who want to follow your career, where can they find you? Social media, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter at JRockBoxing. Follow me on Instagram at JRockBox. Follow me on Facebook at Julian Williams.
All right, and there it is. It's been a pleasure having you. Wish you the best of luck on Thursday night, and hopefully we'll be able to speak with you again.
Thanks. Appreciate you guys having me.
All right, thank you. Take care.